And I see many people here with flags today, some of them with flags from a foreign nation. And I must say, I am also, yes, I would expect nothing better. I would expect nothing better from the scum of Sinn Fein than to come out like this. To be actually, yes, their counterparts in the IRA have murdered our citizens, have murdered the citizens of this province for years and decades. And now all they want to do is shout down political representatives. So this just shows the mentality of the Irish Republican movement and those who murdered the citizens of this province for years. That is very unfortunate that they will not even let the democratically elected representatives
to say what you said both about the flags and Sinn Fein.
Well, you obviously heard the heckling, but I have to say we have to be clear and honest, and let's remember what some of these people were involved in years gone by. We can't forget the victims of this province. We can't forget the victims, the people who were murdered and maimed and their families. And we must remember that as well. These people, some of them have caused great infliction and sorrow upon many families within this community. And I, as one, will not forget those people and those families who have had loved ones murdered, maimed and injured.
There are many people, nobody does forget those victims either, Mr. Elliott. But do you think that it was leadership to say what you said when you referred to the flags of a foreign nation and also the scum of Sinn Féin? Is that the kind of leadership that we can expect from the leader of the Ulster Unionist Party?
Is anybody denying that they're the flags of a foreign nation?
Well,
I don't believe they are.
These are
flags of a foreign nation.
Let's just say, Mr.
From
Elliott,
the Irish Republic. They are a foreign nation, Paul.
Well, Mr. Elliott, I'm not sure that we would have heard similar language from the leader of the DUP.
Well, that's up to the leader of the DUP. I will refer to it in my way, and as far as I'm concerned, the tricolour is the flag of a foreign nation, the Irish tricolour. I'd be surprised if the leader of the DUP would not accept that as well, but that's a choice for him. As far as I'm concerned, it's the flag of a foreign nation. We're part of the United Kingdom, and I'm proud as a unionist to be part of that United Kingdom.
But our near neighbours are the people who live just across the border in the Irish Republic. And may I also say to you that listening to your conversation with me is Gerry Kelly, MLA, North Belfast. Do stay with us, Tom Elliott. But Mr. Kelly, can I ask you, is there anything you'd like to say to Tom Elliott in view of what he has just said and his defence of what he said in the County Noma?
Well, in fairness to him, the defence of what he says, he says, let's not forget victims, and in that I agree with him, but what he has to remember, and I presume he would agree, is that victims go right across the board. He is an ex-UDR man, as I understand it. He's quite proud of that. That's up to him. But the UDR were involved, as were the British Army and the RUC involved, and indeed Loyalists. Connected into that through collusion in the deaths of many people.
Yeah, but what about the use of the language Sinn Féin scum?
Well, I think it is absolutely the wrong language in the wrong period. It is not leaderly. It is not even good-mannered. It is insulting. And when he talks about a foreign flag, let us be clear. And even yourself talking about our neighbours across the south. I am Irish. It is my flag. I live here. I'm elected here. I was a minister here for 4 years, and I represent, as a Sinn Féin representative, many people, almost half. If you take an all of nationalism, obviously SLP as well, almost half of the population. So to say these things, first of all, is not based on reality.
But would you use language like the flag of a foreign nation in relation to the Union flag?
Well, it is a British flag, but no, I don't use that type of language. I accept, and we have long since said, we accept that, you know, there are people here who look upon themselves as British and are British. Not just my opinion of it, they are British, and they need to be allowed that cultural and everything that involves. But so much, this is about equality, remember. There are victims on all sides, so when he talks about victims, he seems to be only talking about one section.
Conversely, would you ever refer to Ulster Unionist scum?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elliott. You're still with us.
I am indeed, Paul, yes.
Yes, you may have something to smile about in a moment or two, but let me just get your reaction to what you've been hearing from Gerry Kelly.
I think it's very rich coming from Gerry Kelly, someone who was a prisoner, who was a jailbreaker within the IRA, and who was part of that team who murdered a prison officer and was responsible for bombings. We heard what many representatives of Sinn Fein said at the Easter Rising commemorations just a couple of weeks ago. Is that good leadership? Is that good? Is that what we want to hear within the Unionist community? Praising people who had murdered our citizens of this nation, whether they are from the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, or indeed anywhere else throughout the world. I have to say it's not, and it's very rich coming from Gerry Kelly, a former, and I don't know whether he still is, IRA man.
Well, he can answer that for himself, and I'm sure I'll give him that opportunity in a moment. But have we not moved on? Have we not moved on?
Well, I'd love to see the province move on, but you heard what it was like here today in Omagh, the heckling, the jeering, the flag waving of the Irish tricolour. Are you saying that's not provocative to the Unionist people of Northern Ireland, Paul? I'm telling you it is, isn't it? It's provocative to the people, to the Unionist people of Fermanagh and South Tyrone.
I'd like to just park it there if I may, Mr. Elliott. Something that may. Right, just stay with us, Tom Elliott. I did want to allow Gerry Kelly to respond to some of the things that you were saying there in answer to his points. Gerry Kelly.
Well, can I make 2 points? One of them is political, and I think part of the difficulty, while this may be Tom Elliott's personal opinion, I think as leader of the UUP, unfortunately, and you can see it in this election and the type of spiralling down that they're doing in terms of voters, is they are placing themselves to the right wing of everything, which is not a comfortable position for us, the Unionists, and somewhere where they will not survive as a political party. That's because that's where the TUV are, and they're trying to take the position of the TUV, and it isn't going to work. Let me also say this: you know, he feels because he was haggled at a count that's a difficulty. I mean, all you have to do is go in and look at the Hansard or look at the footage in the Assembly and hear some of the things that are said when Republicans and sometimes nationalists get up, and indeed sometimes Unionists get up to speak in that, and some of it is, if it had not been in the Assembly, and quite recently, would have been libelous. So, it's a bit rich to be saying that because he was haggled, he felt that he should come out with these type of comments.